G'day. I figured, since I'm an Aussie, and this mob of Aussies drop bear bites have released a demo of Broken Roads here, I'd give it a go. Post-apocalyptic RPG. Like I said, this is just a demo, but what the hell? Let's see what they've done.
My nan called it the end of time. Dad called it a waste of good beer. Me, I called it another day in bloody paradise. It's been 100 years, more or less, since society had its last hurrah. We've rebuilt, sometimes better, sometimes worse, with nothing but hardjacker and the sweat off our backs. There's been bloodshed too, of course. People who will always be willing to kill for what they didn't earn. But that's not most of us. We're the farmers, the brewers, the protectors and the builders. The people who keep this great land connected, one town at a time. So you survive. You make do. You live with tough choices and you don't look back. Because the next town is 200 kilometres away, and mate, you passed the last refuge 3 days ago. There's no good or evil, no right or wrong. Only the path you choose to travel down these broken roads.
Attributes. You know what? I'm just going to auto assign for now because I could spend hours on any character creator and I don't want to do that right now. So, one's life has value so long as one attributes value to the life of others by means of love, friendship, and compassion, says Simone de Beauvoir.
You made it. Good. My name's Jake Anderson, and this here's Bally Hall.
The sandy-haired man's face is sunbeaten and craggy, a testament to a life lived in the bush. Truth to tell, wasn't sure you'd make it. Between the wildlife and attacks we've seen, thought you might have met with some misadventure.
Right. So the job's simple and the pay's good. You'll ride along to Kokobee with a couple of my scouts as security for Cole, the engineer fixing our radio. At Kokobee, you'll be meeting Nick, the mayor of Brookton, and escorting them both back home.
It's an easy job. Not expecting much trouble, but better safe than sorry, eh? He doesn't wait for an answer. Let me introduce you around. Ella's over here. She's my second. He pauses. My cousin, too. Her and her sister Mad, who's keeping watch from the crow's nest. Don't get on their bad sides.
New blood, eh, Jake?
The rangy woman's face is careworn and sunbeaten. She looks you up and down and raises an eyebrow. I'd gone for the trip to Kokobee. Figured it couldn't hurt, the situation being what it is, eh? Gonna be with you, so maybe you can give the tour. That'd be good, cheers. Don't need anyone. We'll be polite. That would be good, cheers. Uh-huh. She looks at you almost as if she pities you. I'm sure your sparkling personality will shine through and you'll win a place in his heart in no time, Ella. That's me, noted heartbreaker and charmer. She's so deadpan she almost seems serious. You fancy seeing the place, meet the colourful locals? Had a few questions first. She sighs and crosses her arms. Alright, let's have 'em. What's the biggest danger on the road? Likely a bandit or two, but most still steer well clear when they see we've got guns. She considers for a moment and grudgingly says, "It'll be good to have you with us if things go sideways." "So why is Bally Bally Hole your base?" "Been in the family for generations, yeah? We've been hunkered down here since before the gone-away world went away. It's a good spot, close enough to the towns that we can reach them, far enough away so that they don't bother us." Jake seems like he's in charge. Where does that put you? Oh, there was more to that. And the barely human predators out in the bush, they know not to fuck with us too. Good sightlines from the crow's nest there up on top of the hole, and we know the land hereabouts like a lover. No one's creeping up on us. Jake seems like in charge. Where does that put you? She stares at you for a moment, second in command and happy to be there. Jake's smart, experienced, and a great leader. We've all got a lot to learn from him. What can we expect in Kokeby? People looking to offload their junk on the next sucker. Barter crews hitting the piss and chewing each other's ears off, mostly. Good spot for Jew farmers, fuel scavvies, and whoever else brings their wares. Old rail crossing that's become the main way station this side of Meriden. Generally pretty boring, but it's paying work, so... Tell me more about these others. So you've already met the boss. That leaves Jonesy, Dreamer, and Mad. May as well say hi to Cole, too, seeing as you'll be escorting him. Your choice of who you want to talk to first. Ready? Who's Dreamer?
That's Mishti. Wet behind the ears, only 18 years old, but a mad talent for negotiating. She saved us some bullets and bandages for sure. Call her Dreamer, because she has big ideas of crossing the Nullarbor and seeing the world. Right now, she's busy sorting through inventory and storage, just past the hall. Probably never dreamed of that.
Yeah, crossing the Nullarbor even now would be not something I'd want to do even in a decent vehicle. Quite honestly. What can you tell me about Mad?
My sister. She does a bit of mechanic work from time to time and keeps things running smoothly here. Never really seemed to take to people very well. Or maybe people never really took to her. You'll see for yourself soon enough.
Anyway, she's part of the crew, but don't take it personally if she doesn't want to be pals. Who's Jonesy? She nods towards what looks like a makeshift training area where a hooded man is arranging mannequins and bottles.
Handles blades and small arms. Tough guy. Jonesy's really fucking good in a bind. His dad's the mayor of Brookton, Mick. You'll meet him later today.
What do you know about Cole?
Brookton boy. He fixed up our tow truck and keeps the radio systems in order. Kind of the go-to fixer for anything Mad can't do. Decent enough engineer. Talks a lot though. Just shut him up if you feel like it.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go meet him.
Let's go.
Player and camera movement. Move your character around, left click. White circles will appear on the ground to show your character and party members are walking. Yeah, left click to do stuff. WASD for camera. Introduction to important tabs at the bottom left, down there. 5 icons, left to right, party management, moral compass, journal, map and menu. Click on each icon for further information. I think I got it, thanks. I'll click on the journal just because it has the annoying exclamation mark that makes me want to click on it. Yeah, a journal does what a journal is supposed to do. Good to know. Okay. Left click to move, of course. Tab to bring stuff up. The local CB radio network has been essential for the nearby communities to stay in touch and stay on top of who's rooting who, of course. Ah, yes. The all-important who's rooting who gossip. Ella calls out as you near a young man elbow deep in a pile of electronics. Oi, Cole! The gangly young man hurriedly wipes his hands on his coverall when he sees you. His carrot orange hair flops over his eyes as he gives you a broad grin.
Cole, meet your new protector. We need extra muscle for our trip to Brookton, given Jake and Jones here headed down Alderside way to see why they're so quiet. Hired this one on to keep an eye on you.
That's bloody fantastic. I'm just about done with the repeater array here and should be powering up with the solar panels in no time. Get you scouts back up and on the network in a jiffy. It'll all get sorted once I can hit the market in Kokeby, and she holds up a hand. Steady there, Christmas. I was just making an introduction, one thing at a time. You raise Alderside yet? Oh, crikey, no, not yet. That's why I mentioned Kokeby. See, your modulator's shot and I don't have a spare, so it's a good thing we headed up there. Once I get that modulator, everything else is golden and you'll be right as rain. I'm gonna just let Ella speak here. She chews on her lip. Alright, how soon can you move out? Anytime you're ready, really. She shoots you a look. We've still got some work to do for the scouts, but shouldn't take long. I know that feeling. Could be minutes, could be hours. I'll just take care of this then. He settles back happily. You sure it's a modulator? Is it an output problem? His eyes light up. You know electronics? Am I glad to hear that? Listen, what's happening here is he launches into a string of technical jargon, and while you're able to follow along, he's pretty damn smart, and you're forced to admit that the problem is, in fact, the modulator. Eventually, he winds down. Crikey, that was a good yarn. He hands you a small clear plastic bottle. I bet you'll be able to put this to good use too. He gave me some turpentine. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue. The scouts don't have a working radio then. Till we get this modulator sorted, we might as well learn how to use passenger pigeons. I think he means messenger pigeons, or reflecting mirrors or something. You know, mirrors are great in the daytime, well, the sunny daytime, but kind of worthless at night and cloudy days. So, yeah, we need to get to Kokeby for a new part. When do you want to hang out? Well, he steps back and looks at his tools, the radio and the solar panels. I reckon whenever you're ready to go, I can clean up real fast. Meantime, I'll keep working on projects around here. Got nothing really pressing back in Brookton, I don't think. Okay, catch you later, Cole.
We'll have plenty of time to chat on the way to Kokeby.
Yes, I'm sure we will. People will always want to leave their mark, regardless of how hard it is to read. Shookins. So we've got a guitar and a kalimba. Fair enough. I think it's a kalimba. The coals are still glowing faintly over a mound wrapped in aluminium foil. Damper for supper, looks like. Nice of the scouts to have a place where you can go to let one rip. Just make sure you're unaccompanied. Entering a compost war era. Okay. The state may be gone, but the country remains. Righto. She raises her hand to the young woman as you approach her. Dreamer, give the fresh meat a wave, will you?
Fresh meat? For dinner? You know I gave up human flesh, Ella. I'm Mishti. They call me Dreamer.
What do you do here? Comic relief? The smile fades from her face. She blinks at you. Bit of a prick, aren't you? No, it was as though. I've seen worse than you on the regular. She pastes her smile back on. The grouchy face didn't faze me nearly so much as Darrow's running at me with knives made of pig bones and scrap metal.
Anyway, my job here, such as it is, consists of two main gigs. What I do best is convince people to save their bullets. I defuse fights, make sure people get along, keep their blood inside their skins. The other job? Cleaning up this mess.
What does cleaning up this mess entail? The whole place looks pretty messy. She casts an eye around the yard. You're not wrong. You should have seen it before I got here. These people are great scouts, bloody fantastic in the bush, but not as organised as they could be. She accentuates her words with a half shrug. We'll get it done in the next few months, I bet. The way you described your job makes it sound like you're a negotiator.
Exactly right. If we're looking to get civilization rolling again, we can't just settle our problems by making more corpses.
The animation for her avatar there was really, it was nice. Emphasized the excitement of her words. Sort of thing. How'd you wind up out here? That's a story all its own. You sure you want to hear it? Let's have it. You asked for it. She settles back and strokes her chin. Alright, picture a young Mishti growing up behind the worlds of Meriden. Now picture young Mishti, already a dreamer, learning the world existed in all its boundless wonder outside those walls. Now, she wasn't a bad kid, but she wanted more out of life than the city could give her, so she took every opportunity she could find to learn about the world. At age 8, she decided it was time to see it on her own. She shrugs, embarrassed. The guards brought her back home and told her parents they'd caught her trying to sneak out. Yeah. They punished her, of course. The world's a dangerous, scary place for city folk. But they couldn't stop her, and by the time she was 15, they gave up trying. Instead, they started looking for a way to make sure she'd be safe. No mercenary work with hunters and collectors, not for their precious girl. But where to turn? Let's be quiet. Turns out my mum had some friends out York way, so she sent them a message. Did they know anybody who could teach a wild child real bushcraft? She takes a swig of water. Jake came out to meet me himself. Parents had already made inquiries, as they do, verified his credentials. He came by every couple of months after that to check up on me, see how my studies were going. A few months ago, after I turned 18, he asked my parents if he could take me on full-time as his apprentice. I was halfway out the door before he finished the sentence. She gestures around. Had my share of scrapes with danger out there. Wouldn't have it any other way. Anything I can help with, Dreamer? That's really kind of you to ask. As a matter of fact, I could use a hand with a couple things. And Jake wanted you to get some time in at the firing range. Make sure you're as good as you say you are, you know? She gives you a quick smile.
Last fella was a bit of a legend in his own lunchbox. Now he's dead. Better to know up front if someone's aim is a bit shit. Corpses aren't so great at self-improvement.
Ah, true enough. She turns around to survey the encampment. Let's see, Jake wants you to get your gun hand warmed up, then I need some scrub cleared out of the paddock, and the tub filled with water. Easy peasy. Okay. If that's all, I should get moving.
It should be easy work.
Bally hole supplies, radio parts, scrap, hunting knife, beer can. You know what? We can take all of that. Ned and his brothers have a lot to answer for. Yes. Get wasted, what not?
Name's Jonesy, mate. Who are you?
The tanned hooded man is busy cleaning a gun as you approach. He looks you up and down quickly, professionally, and back to his weapon. Jake hired him to give us a hand on the way to Kokomi. He's pretty new to life. Got tips for him? New gun for the good guys, eh? Good to hear it. You ever used your weapon on a person before? Yeah, loads of times. He raises an eyebrow. And why does Ella think I can teach anything to a hardened killer like you? But hell, maybe this will be helpful.
So, my advice is this. Time comes to throw down, don't blink. None of the Deros out in the bushwood, it's them or you. I made the mistake of trying to be kind once.
He pulls down the top of his shirt to show a nasty scar running across his chest. Here's how she repaid me. He shakes his head sadly. When they've sung that low, the only help for him is hot lead. Surely we can find a way to help them, or what if we organise supply drops so that they weren't so desperate? Maybe they could help rebuild. Nah, Bruce is too much of a bastard for either of those. Hell, that's a good cure for just about anyone. He flashes a quick, fierce grin. You'll do fine out here, new kid. Hate to ruin this heady discussion, but I'm supposed to keep squiring our friend here around. You and Jake are headed to back to Brookton after all decide, yeah? Yeah, gonna swing by and see my old man. Gotta update him on the kill count. Building a fearsome reputation, huh? Nice. Yep. Good for me and Brookton both. If Darrow's here that's some places under my protection, I want him to think twice about adding it.
Don't let him fool you. Under that bloodthirsty exterior lurks, well, the heart of a killer. But under that, not a bad guy. Not if he's on your side. Well, unless you're a farmer. Then you should lock up your wife and daughters. Livestock too.
Ah, you know me so well, Ellie. Except the livestock thing. No one can prove that.
He turns to you and points his thumb over his shoulder at her. Watch out for her. She's secretly not always mean. Bullshit. I'm made of mean. Anyway, like I said, we've got to keep moving. Do you have anything more to talk to Jonesy about? How long have you been at this villain killing business? Villain killing? Mouth wrong. 10 years or so. Made a pretty good dent in their population too. Got any good stories about the other scouts? He opens its mouth, glances at Ella, who's staring daggers at him, and snaps it shut again. Nope. Smart man. What's your story, Jonesy? He shrugs. Merchant parents, murdered by raiders when I was tiny. Mick took me in and raised me in Brookton. I joined the Scouts. I like what they do. Been here for a decade now. Like my adopted family, yeah, Ella? They're getting an annoying kid brother, exactly. Mishti said to talk to you about target practice. For sure. Let's get on it, and you can show us what you've got. Get stuck into it. Alrighty. Optimal range. Different weapons are more effective depending on the distance from the target. Pistols and shotguns work well up close. Rifles from medium distance. And sniper rifles better from a little further away. Experiment with different weapons at varying distances to work out the optimal range. Your shooting mastery and deadeye skills will also affect damage and accuracy as you improve them. Sounds reasonable. Well, that seems to be a 72% chance to hit. And I missed. XCOM has a lot to answer for. Fortunately, mannequins not shoot back. Much better. Less. Better. You need to reload. My gun am empty. Reloading, it comes at the expense of action points, of course. Okay. You know what? Let's get in close. When using a melee weapon from a distance, if the target is reachable, your character will approach them, spending movement points to get within range to attack. Certain weapons cannot be fired at point-blank range, forcing an enemy to move away, incurring a possible opportunist attack with your melee weapon. Okay, that's good to know, but it's not going to happen with a mannequin. Not bad, mate. Good to have you on board. Hey, Ella, you might not be the resident sharpshooter much longer. She says nothing, but gives Jonesy the most tired of your shit stare you've ever seen. She's such a charmer. Clearly. Over there. Mostly armless. Yes, well, it's just a head after all. Hard to find trees this tall and straight anymore. Must have been brought in from the east some time ago. Okay. Need to talk to Mad. She gestures to the roof of the hall. Look up there in the crow's nest. That's my sister Mad. She'll be staying behind when the rest of us range out on our jobs later.
Mad. New hired gun. Going to be coming with Mishti and me to Kokobee.
The woman in the watchtower wears drab brown clothes, loose and comfortable. Her face is hard, her build muscular. She looks like she wrestles roos for fun. She scowls down from the makeshift turret. You babysitting Ella, or is she sitting you? I'm not much of a sitter, to be honest. I'm a good teammate, though. Very much remains to be seen. Pull your weight and you'll get no trouble from me. Gotta be better than the last one, though, yeah? She leans over the railing. Ella, don't stick your neck out too far this time. She snorts. Like I'm the one who needs a sitter, Mad. It wasn't that long ago I was changing your nappies. She turns to you. You ready to move on, meet the others? Fuck you, Ella, she says it without rancor. Hey, before you go, new kid, I need you to make sure the perimeter's secure before you all head out. Don't want any unpleasant surprises. What do you need? Don't go and run your mouth then. We'll get along fine. She chews her lip for a moment, studying the fence and points. When you walk a circle around the outside of the fence, check it for holes. If a dingo can fit through, call it out and we'll patch it up. No need for you to get your precious hands dirty. Just need your eyes. Swap the fence? Too easy. Yep, pretty hard to fuck up, so don't. Now go on, get moving. She settles back in her chair, her eyes scanning the horizon.
That's all we're gonna get out of her. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
There's only a small amount of grimy water left in the tub. Those camels are going to need something to drink, and soon.
Well, let's fill the tub with fresh water then. For the camels!
You quickly fill the tub, providing clean drinking water for those noble beasts. You're already a real hero. What a hoot.
What a hoot. I love this narrator. He's great. What's this? Someone scratched something into the wood underneath. Not happy, Jan. Would they even have that ad in the post-apocalypse?
This scrub looked like it's invading the camel's enclosure and they're having trouble resting without getting pricked. It wouldn't take you long to clear it out. The job only takes a few minutes and the paddock is cleared. The scouts will no doubt be happy with your handiwork.
Excellent. Okay. Now, let's see. Return to Jake. But we've got report back to Dreamer and walk the walls. Walk the perimeter first, because let's walk the perimeter first. Seems silly to do it the other way around. It's been years since this area had any significant rainfall. Some of the gums have clearly given up the ghost. Hold up. She stops and motions to a section of nearby fence. A small pile of dirt is next to a shallow hole. What do you reckon it is? Dingoes. Little bastards have been trying to dig their way in since Mishti turned this place into a chook farm. Ella nods her head towards the crow's nest. Anyway, she'll have to get that filled in today. Okay, so that's the first hole found. Sand has gathered in the grooves of field long given over to dust. Hard to scratch out a living when the very dirt is against you. You notice a piece of corrugated iron board coming loose. Oi, check it. What? Looks like a loose spot over there. She takes a closer look at where you're pointing. Nice find. Reckon a bolt or two is all she needs. This thing's been patched up since, since before, I reckon. Might be there's not even a single piece of the original wall still here. Wall remains, though. Let's keep moving. As long as the wall's still walling, what does it matter if it's made of the same shit? Hey, here's something. Ella stops to inspect a small hole in the fence. Bloody thing's falling apart. Mad will need to patch this one properly. She shouts over the fence. Oi, Mishti, you hear me? Tell Mad she got a proper patch-up job to do out here, would you? Oh, she's gonna love that. Well, I reckon that's enough to keep Mad off her ass while we're away. Nice work. Oi, Mad, found 3 lovely jobs for you. Should keep you from falling asleep while we're gone. Mad snarls something unintelligible and turns away again. Well, your eyes work and you can follow instructions. So far, so good. Right, let's head back and check in with the others. Coal's got to be done by now. Back to Dreamer and then back to Jake. Bad spot for a corroboree, apparently. She smiles broadly as you approach. Hey, hey, how's the work treating you? Let's talk about those jobs you sent me to. Yeah, of course. What's up? I finished everything.
That's bloody fantastic! Great work, mate. I definitely owe you one. Remind me at the pub later on, would ya?
You buying? Sure thing.
Here you go. You saved me a ton of trouble.
Small water bottle.
Anything else today?
Is that money as well? That's all for now. Bye.
Later.
A solid job of it, mate. Might be of more use than a wet fart in a mud puddle. Yeah, might be one less corpse in the bush when we're all out there, eh? Yeah, anything else from me, or can I get back to work now? Got any more jobs? Handle your own trouble in Kokobe. Don't drag Ella into it. It'll be dinky die, Matt. I'm not worried. What makes you think I am? Just don't want to have to save your sorry ass again. So what's the story with you and Ella? Mate, I hardly know you. Hell, you haven't even bought me a drink yet. How about you get some time in with us and we'll see if I even like you. Fair? Great. Do you always sneer, or is it just when you're talking to me? Maybe I sneer extra for you. Yeah. How'd you come to be a scout? Hard work and grit. And, you know, no other fucking choice. She blows her nose over the side of the tower. Hopefully aiming for a chookin' and not me. Got any other good stories about the other scouts? Tons. She scratches her armpit. Am I going to share them with you? Nah. Talk to you later then. Right. Introduction to party management. I've played enough RPGs to be able to manage a party and equip items, I think. Meat. Could be emu, could be roo, could be one of your mates. It all tastes like chicken, and sometimes it's best not to ask questions. Restores 10 hit points. I've got a grenade! Excellent. I like grenades, they're fun. First aid kit. Water, beer, turpentine. Fair enough. I'm sure I'll need all of it. Coal.
We'll have plenty of time to chat on the way to Kokobe.
Yeah, good on you. Jake.
Heard you having your chin wags with everyone. How you finding Ella? She's rough round the edges, but then we all are. It's why I like to have her squire people around. Anyway, what'd you think of the place?
Good sightlines. You can see enemies coming a long way off here. He smiles, clearly proud of the place. Yeah, we've done some work clearing the trees around here. Had a nasty scare years back. Some refos from up north of Perth came around looking for an easy target, and we decided we looked the part. They hid out in the old tree line, and if Mad, only knee-high to a grasshopper at the time, hadn't raised the alarm, they might have had us. As it was, it took everything we had to hold them off. Ever since we've cut the trees back.
Anyway, if you're done with that, time to get Cole up to Kokobe. Like I said before, it should be safe and easy. Once you get there, meet up with Mick. He can be a real charmer, or he can be a real bastard. He's a hard man, so it's best not to bullshit him. He's Jonesy's adopted dad, if that gives you any idea what he's like.
You'll be going with him back to Brookton. Jonesy and me will meet you there once we've finished up in Alderside. Anything else you need from Bally before we go? Nah, good luck out there. I think we're about ready to go to Kokobe as well. Yep, we wrapped up with what Mishti and Matt asked. Let's get moving. Okay, best of luck with everything. We'll meet you in Brookton once we're done. Jonesy, grab your gear. We're rolling out. Same. We're on the way then. She shouts to the other two, Cole, Dreamer, let's get on the road. You know the drill, Ella. Stay safe and don't be stupid. No wazzes, Jake. None of the stupid leaked into my side of the family tree. We're all set.
I would be deeply offended if I were smart enough to understand that, I'm sure. But look, keep your skin in one piece, yeah? This goes double for you, Mishti. If you're outside the gate, you don't let your guard down.
He turns to face you. You too, new kid. If all else fails, listen to Ella. She'll steer you right. Got it, Chief. See you later. Travel to Key Road.
You're not even an hour away from Bally Hall when you spot a makeshift cart on the road. A man lies motionless on the ground. A sobbing woman cradles his body.
Dreamer, what do you think we should do? Alec glances at Mishti, amused by my deference.
Mum's having the worst day of her life, and the kid's not too crash hot either. Let's hear their stories and try to stop anything worse from happening.
That seems entirely reasonable.
The young man sitting off the side of the road is rocking back and forth, a pistol held, unheeded, in one hand. Neither he or his mum appeared to notice you, lost in their own personal tragedy.
Things could get dicey. Hang back while we check this out.
Without taking her eyes from the scene, she holds out her hand, gesturing cold behind her.
You got it, boss.
It's a solid 7. Would have been an 8, but for the hole in his chest. Seemed like he'd be a good listener, though, on account of being dead. This makeshift cart has seen better years, but it still appears to be in one piece. Let's talk to the woman first. The emaciated woman is sobbing over the body of a man lying sprawled in the dirt. Bright blood stains his shirt and pools in the dust of the road. She doesn't look up as you approach, trapped in the world of her pain. There's no sense crying, he's dead.
Yeah? And what would you know?
She looks up, viciously scrubbing her eyes with the edges of her sleeves. I know a dead body when I see one, and I'm looking at one right now.
What are you even doing here? Why now? Why not before before?
Look, you're lucky we didn't just shoot you and take your cart. Ella gives you a look, then steps forward to take command of the situation. What can we do? Claire stares at Ella for a few seconds, as if to assure herself that the pale woman is real. My son, he shot Greg, then he took the gun, and he's a good boy. I can't lose him too. What's your son's
It's
name?
Will. Same as his granddad.
Dreamer gives you a brief smile, but the pain in her eyes doesn't diminish. Right, we'll go have a little chat with him then. She nods at the boy sitting in the dirt behind the fence. Let's go.
Stay back! I've got a gun!
He points his pistol loosely in your direction, a mop of dusty brown hair hanging down into his eyes. He shakes his head to clear his vision. He can't be more than 18 years old. Threaten him. Yeah, so have I. He looks at the pistol in his hands, then the rifle on your back. He swallows heavily. Yeah, but I just killed a man. I could kill you too. So what? I killed tons of people.
So, I'm just like you? But I bet you never shot your own. Dad.
The blood drains from his face. The gun falls limp in his hand. He starts to cry, an oddly childlike shaking that he does nothing to abate. It takes you a moment to decipher the last word. Dad. Mishti takes a step towards him, hands up and empty. Hey, let's just have a chat, alright? He did just drop the gun, so I can't really shoot him in the chest for being... oh, he hasn't dropped the gun. But... yeah, we'll let Mishti do her thing. We've all done things we regret, right? One split-second decision and it seems like it's all over, but it's not. You're still here, and that means you have a chance to make it right. You don't know what happened, what I did. He gestures wildly with the pistol. Ella's expression doesn't change, but she widens her stance. I killed him, my own dad, all because he... You're not responsible for what your dad did, Will. Her voice is soft, sympathetic.
No, it wasn't like that. He asked me to. He said he was holding me and Mum back, that we'd never make it to Meriden at this rate, so he asked me to make sure she makes it. And I shouldn't even be alive.
He puts the pistol up under his chin and closes his eyes. Reach out a hand to stop him. Wait! She won't make it if you're dead. You know that, Will. His hands tremble, then his arms. He drops the pistol and slumps to the ground, his head in his hands. She picks up the pistol, checks the cartridge and tucks it into her belt. He'll be safer without that around for now. We done here? I want to know what happened. Tough shit. It's not part of the job description. Now get moving.
Cole, you ready? Let's go.
Hey, you did good back there. It's nice to meet someone else who's willing to believe that a bullet to the head won't solve all the world's problems.
This time maybe. Glad my gun's still fully loaded with potential problem solvers. Her hand drops to her side. Yeah, I guess so. Alice smirks and turns away. Let's keep going. He who is cruel to animals becomes hard also in his dealings with men. We can judge the heart of a man by his treatment of animals. Except Hitler was nice to dogs.
Welcome to Kokobee Way Station. Now we've got Cole
sure
here.
works.
All we need to do is wait for Mick to arrive, then escort the two of them back to Brookton. He should be arriving any minute now. Any minute now?
I'm going to go check the radio tower and catch up with Dustin. He's usually got modulators up the wazoo. I'll be down there if you need me.
There he goes. Never a dull moment with Cole around.
Ella doesn't quite smile, but her face takes on a slightly softer edge. I'll introduce you to Tina. She runs this place. Good person to know if you're looking for work.
Oi, Tiny!
Biodegradable plastic bags will save the world, they said. Little did they know. It's a roo! And a very, very old, very, very dead-looking police car. Let's go straight to Tina. Fresh veggies, premium goods. They don't tend to last long in the sun. Get them while they're hot, or preferably before. Tina.
Welcome to Kokobee, stranger.
The effervescent teenager in an outdated conductor's uniform salutes you neatly as you approach. A polished silver whistle swings on a chain at her hip. Tina, g'day. We're just here to pick up some parts for the radio, then we headed down to Brookton with Mick and Cole. Thought we'd say hi while we're here. She gestures vaguely at you. This here's a hired gun. Jake reckoned we could use the extra hand. There, now you're introduced. Ella, Mishti, always a pleasure. She smiles, dimples on her cheeks making her look even younger. Mick's not here yet, but you're just in time. I've got a little bit of a pest problem and I'm hoping you can see me clear. I like your uniform. Thanks, she gives you a delighted smile. Found it when I was cleaning out those trains for people to stay in. It was tucked away under a console in the cab like it was just waiting for me. She puts her arms out and does a spin to let you appreciate the uniform from every angle. Noah thought it suited me anyway. Who's Noah? Noah's my brother, but he's 4 years older than me, so it's more like my father. She chews on the inside of her cheek as she considers you. Yeah, you're probably about the same age. Where is Noah? Dunno. Signed up for the barter crew, haven't seen him since. He said something about sowing his wild oats. She falls quiet. I really hope he doesn't become a farmer, though. She fiddles with the whistle at her hip. He's beyond terrible with plants. Anyway, why do you care? I've got everything you need. She gestures at her stall. Want to trade? At least you can't ask why, is Noah. Have you got any news for me? She thinks for a moment. Yeah, Damo's mate's in a bad way. It's a big ask, but he probably needs some medical attention if you're the kind who can give it. Don't know if that'll be enough, though. You in charge here? Yep. She pulls out a shining silver pocket watch and holds it up for you to see. Mount Kokobi is engraved on the front in fine handwriting around an embossed steam engine. Station master's timepiece. She slips it back into the fob pocket of her pants and gives it a little pat. Anyone gives you grief, you come to me. I don't know what time it is, though. Spring's been busted for years. Your brother left you here all alone? I've been running Kokobi just fine without his help, thank you very much. Her tone is crisp. He can stay gone for all I care. Tell me more about your pest problem.
Well, we hired a mercenary, Ian Mason, to help protect the town.
Okay. Ever since we hired him, he's been driving away business with that attitude of his. Problem is, he won't get lost, claims we have a contract. She gives him the finger and keeps it up as he lazily extends his arm to do the same.
I want you to convince him to move on. Go terrorize someone else. And to stop being such a fucking crybaby.
The shout carries clearly in the shimmering air.
I'm a little girl and my big brother's not here.
He holds his fists in front of his eyes in a mocking imitation of a small child.
Go sit on a rusty spike and rotate, you old filthy bastard.
She picks up a rock and pegs it at him. He dodges easily and laughs.
So yeah, I want him gone, thanks.
Okay, let's see what you've got in stock. Bartering for goods. Okay. Camel milk. Camels have become the main source of dairy since the cows all went teats up after the Big Bash. The Big Bash, huh? An empty bottle opens up a world of possibilities. Beer, water, milk, blood, you name it. Fruit, get that good shit in you. A complete package of fibre, carbs, and probably even 1 or 2 vitamins and minerals. Restores 5 hit points. Rope, great for tying your shit down during a sandstorm. Now, I'm gonna get some rope, because you always need fucking rope in an apocalypse. It's just one of those things. And I will offer you a knife. Ah. Huh, no, it did work. A knife for, oh no. It also cost $2. Oh dear. I'll go take care of Ian Mason now.
Looking forward to your problem-solving capacities.
I actually won't go and do it now. I want to have a look at over here. Lovely place for a bit of a kip, but not in this wretched sun. At least that guitar has more notes than the last one played. available, but it sounds way out of tune. You can feel heat radiating out of the doorway in waves. When the cold of evening comes, though, the residual heat will make the inside quite comfortable. Just don't leave any food inside during the daytime unless you want it slow cooked. That's... yeah. Reasonable. Okay, so Damo has a mate to talk about. But let's deal with Ian Mason first, because he sounds like a bit of a prick. Someone's a bit of a pack rat, or people dump trash here at night as a not-so-subtle fuck you. I'd say probably the latter at this rate. Doesn't seem to be anything to click on there.
I'm busy.
He has the stance of someone who's seen other people with military training, but never been through it himself. He reeks of sweat, and his camo is obviously the wrong colour for the surrounding terrain. After a moment, he lazily gives you his attention.
What do you want, kid? Looking for a real man to show you how to use a gun?
In your dreams, mate. Tina wants you to move on, mate. I don't give a fuck what Tina wants. She hired me and I've kept my end of the bargain, protecting Kokobe. It's going to take more than you and your two little nursemaids to change my mind. Look, you don't want to die for these people, and I don't want to have to kill you over it. Just walk away. Yeah? Think you can take me, do you? I have a contract, and Merc's word is his mouth. Merc's word is his worth. If I go back on that, I'll never work again. I'm tired of this. You're never going to work again as it is. Fuck it. Let's kill the bastard. Oh dear. Okay. I'm starting to think Ella's probably going to be better off with the rifle. That's Ian Mason toast. Ow. Rude bastard is rude. I wish I knew what the percentage of that was. Pretty good, clearly. Mongrel one. Die, you bastard. And Mongrel 2. That was a shit shot. In all honesty, it was quite terrible. Oh, yeah. Switch to the gun, Dave. Okay, there we go. Could have gone better, she sighs. Still, maybe we stopped him from hurting someone else later on. Yeah, look, sometimes people need to just be killed. Wildfire grenade, bandages, hunting rifle. Wildfire grenade, that sounds fun! That alone sounds like it's worth killing them all for. And another frag grenade. And a standard shotgun. Spray it, don't say it, with this well-crafted shotgun. Deals 6 to 10 hit points, 2 armor. Okay, nice. And while we're here... fresh meat. Nice Diablo reference. Butcher was a bit brutal the first time round. It's for the camels, mate. Go get your own food. What's in this bin? HP or not HP? Pencils. Okay. And an empty milk bottle. Fair enough. I suppose you don't want actual milk bottles from bins. That's probably disturbing. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Unless you can smash it, then go for your life, you yobbo. There's quite a lot of roos around. Wood goods scavenged from some remote or irradiated warehouse. Could be gold, but more likely everything under the first layer is dodgy, dirty, or just full of holes. Emu. Another camel. It's nice seeing all the native and semi-native animals. Camels being semi-native these days. Got a lot of wild ones out there. More radio parts and scrap. Keeping hoons out since 2041. Must be when the apocalypse hit. You switch to have your own personal power generation. Being a techie has its advantages. Yeah, it would. Some clever bastard has vandalised this sign to read "Look for trade" instead. The things kids get up to, eh? So yeah, that would have been "Look for trains," probably. Being a railway crossing. I'll deal with Cole and Dustin Ellsworth later. Yeah, bugger it. We'll go and see Tina and tell her that Ian's been brutally murdered first.
G'day! What can I do for you?
I took care of the merc for you. Yeah, I saw. She stares at the body, tapping her whistle against her thigh, then shrugs. Hope you didn't have any friends who'll come looking for him. I mean, I doubt it. The guy was the be-all and end-all of arseholes, but still, dags clumped together. Guess I just hope you'll be here if his mates come along too. Still, you did what I asked, and that counts for a lot. Plus, I'll never have to listen to him snoring through the midnight watch again. She lets out a sigh, all the tension draining from her body. Finally, I feel like this place is on the up and up. Thanks again, friend. She holds out her hand to shake yours. Shake it. Here's to the beginning of a beautiful partnership. So, any idea when Mick's going to arrive? You're new to this area, aren't you? Her tone's sympathetic. Mick's a force of nature, like a cyclone or a dust storm. When he's here, you'll know. Oh, you'll know, alright. Don't forget he's the one paying us today. Come on, what's life without a little bit of fun at your employer's expense? She pauses. Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to know. Tina spots some new arrivals. And would you look at that? Right on time. If you, by that you mean half a day late. She waves at a sun-baked woman and overdressed man walking over from where they've hitched their camels.
Hello there, Tina. Lovely as the day is long, as always.
We would have been here sooner, but, well, let's just say it's been an eventful day.
She looks frazzled. It certainly has. I had some excitement in the morning, had to deal with some diplomacy after that. Not a bad day's work, if I say so myself. I suppose introductions are in order. I'm Mick Jones, and this is Jess Brown. Runs Brookton's barter crew when I'm needed elsewhere. He studies you. So, you're a new face in this crowd. You into forging alliances, or do you prefer to rough it alone? I team up with others when they suit my purposes.
It's the only way to be, kid.
He winks at you. She gives him a long-suffering look and sighs. On that note, I think I'll check in on Frida. She gives you a friendly nod. Pleasure to meet you. You're doing well if the scouts are pulling in recruits who have already got the world figured out. Ellie gives him a one-shouldered shrug. He grins. Though speaking of new recruits, he adjusts his coat and nods to Mishti. Young lady, you're looking well. Me, I'm off for a quick squiz at the goods. Go keep my hand in. Let me know when you're ready to head off to Brookton. No worries. We took care of Tina's pest problem, so we're free as. Scouts? Free? What do I pay you all that good money for then? He grins at her. She shakes her head and sighs. He gives you a jaunty salute. See you shortly. She smiles and waves at his departing back, then speaks in a low voice. Must be our lucky day. We got old Charmer look, Mick. On bad days, it's the old bastard. She puts her hand down when it's clear he's not going to look back.
Let's finish up and get on the road.
Okay. What do we have to do? Talk to Mick to travel to Brookton. Talk to Damo. Let's talk to Damo then.
G'day.
Damo!
Name's Damo.
The young man stands up straight, bouncing his foot restlessly as you approach. He has a smear of grease under one eye and a dusty mop of unattended hair held at bay by a weather-beaten cap.
Everyone needs fuel. Black gold's rarer than actual gold these days. I got petrol, diesel, whatever you need.
Nice.
Best prices this side of Meriden, or I'll eat my hat.
The old man sitting next to him groans, head lolling on his shoulders. He's covered in fine black dust like he's been rolling around after a bushfire. A thin sheen of sweat glistens on his cheeks, but his lips are as dry as the desert air. Damo looks at him in concern. Steady on now, old fella. He speaks with forced joviality. But there's a tenderness in his face that his worry can't quite conceal. I heard from Tina that your mate needs help. What can I do? We got into a bit of trouble at the refinery and Sid ended up coping the worst of it. He said everything was fair dinkum, but now his hair's falling out and he hasn't eaten in 3 days. You know, all he probably needs is some iodine. She looks at Sid, tapping her chin. I've got a doctor friend down Brookton way. She'd help him, especially if you told her I sent you. Jess will let us take him in the camel cart. Right, Jess? She calls out and waves to Jess, who waves back. She grins. See? Sorted. Well, what's in it for us? He frowns at you, but doesn't seem at all surprised. Not really one for charity, huh? Look, I'm sorry old mate's crook, but we've all got our problems. I'm not adding to my pile for nothing. Fine, okay, look, I'll give you 1 canister of fuel. You can use it, hand it to your mates, or sell it to yourself, whatever. Just take Sid to the clinic in Brookton. 1 canister? You can do better than that, come on. What, mate, that's worth way more than a lift. You really gonna squeeze us that hard? Yeah, it's really not that hard to figure out. I don't care, and you're not offering me enough to change that. You want more? We're in this mess because of how hard it is to get fuel in the first place. We starve before the next run, there'll be no fuel for any of yous. 2 canisters or he's on his own.
Mate, people like you. Maybe leave us the fuck alone then, would ya?
Oh, okay. Dreamer steps in, staring daggers at you. We don't need payment. Sid will come with us to Brookton.
Thanks, mate. Thank you so much.
Dreamer, come on.
I'd shake your head, but I've had the runs for the past 6 days. You don't want to know what I've been using for toilet paper.
Clearly no seashells in this post-apocalypse. You're not going to shit on me, are you? I hope not. A violent tremor shakes him from head to toe.
I'll get old mate settled in the back of Jess's wagon then.
With surprising strength, she helps Sid to his feet, and the two of them begin a slow pilgrimage toward the camel cart. Fine. We'll take old mate to fucking Brookton. He gives you a genuine smile. Thanks, mate. You've got no idea what this means to me, even if you did try and shake me down for 2 fuel canisters. I'll catch you up once I've sold our fuel, okay? He calls out to Sid. Okay. Check up on Sid's medical treatment. And talk to Nick. Right.
Friend, welcome to Kokeby and the energy source of the future. See anything you like?
He gestures at the array of solar panels littered around his stall, his clip-on fan bobbing dangerously with the movement. What makes solar panels so special? Mate, he holds up a hand, drawing the moment out far past anyone's comfort level. I can tell you're new to the energy game. He leans in close. These guys don't give a rat's ass about keeping informed, but me, I know my worth. When it comes to energy, you got 3 choices, right? Dig up some black stuff and set it on fire, use that big old fire orb up in the sky, or run water through some turbines or some shit. I don't know about you, but I don't see a whole lot of water nearby, and I hate getting dirt under my fingernails. What's special about solar? It's the gentleman's energy source. He gives you a painfully awkward wink. And civilization, my friend, that's the way of the future. He finally runs out of steam and gives you a supposedly charming smile. So what do you say? Want to invest in a better, brighter you? Any chance of a discount? A His voice squeaks and he coughs, then tries again. A discount? Mate, you've got to be pulling my leg. Do you have any idea how hard it is to clean these bastards up, haul them halfway across the country and keep all the sand and shit from getting in? A discount? He scoffs. I'd sooner get caught with my pants around my ankles when the dunny walls fall down. A discount? He shakes his head and chuckles. Come on, Jerry. Jezza, J-Money! I really want that discount. He squints at you. You've been in the sun too long, mate. It's Gerald with a G. J-Money's got a nice ring to it, though. What have you got for sale? Fucking $2,000 for a solar panel. I don't care if it is the gentleman's energy source. You can fuck off at those prices. Screwdriver might be useful, though. Car battery? Well... yeah. Bye.
Discount? Thanks for the laugh, mate. I needed that.
Yeah, fuck off. Okay. Frida. Welcome to Kokeby. Her smile is genuine, if a little hesitant. Though maybe you come here all the time. Sorry, I've been out of the trading game for a while. Need any water? What's your story? I'm Frida. Got a decent source of sweet-tasting water, and I'm looking for the long-term mutual exchange. She appraises you with a practiced eye. Forgive me, but you don't seem like the settled-down type. If you come across someone who's looking for a steady supply and can buy in bulk, tell them to look me up, though. Vault 13. But that's a different apocalypse. What are you doing here? Selling water? Or at least I hope so. Do you want to buy some? What can you tell me about Kokeby? It's a lot bigger than it used to be. She laughs abruptly, startling herself. Not much to do, but it's a handy crossroads for hawking your wares with hapless passers-by. Well, let's see what you've got then. She has some soap. Used for cleaning yourself, or others, if you're into that. I mean, fair enough. Meat. Small water bottle, large water bottle, milk bottles with water. Well, bye. And Jess. She's staring at Ian Mason's dead body. She doesn't seem upset, but she isn't happy either. Shame that. Come here often? Every couple of days. It's not a bad run. Tina knows how to hold the good stuff for us. Need anything? Nothing at the mo, but thanks for asking. What can you tell me about Kokeby? Why ask me when Tina's right there? She shrugs. It used to be a rail stop before the world went to hell. It became a trading post because people could follow the tracks. She pointed at the parallel lines of iron stretching off across the countryside. What do you do? I drive a camel cart between Brookton and Kokeby as part of a permanent trade route. Occasionally I chance it and sleep out under the stars, but only when I know I won't get caught. And who are you? Like Mick said, name's Jess, trader from out of Brookton. I mostly travel with Mick, but I have been known to go solo. Got anything to trade? Nah. We're here picking up other people's orders and stuff to sell back home. Fair enough, have a good one. I think it's talking to Mick time now. Ha! F5 is quick save. That is good to know. Yep, talk to Mick. Check up on Sid's medical treatment, but that is bound to be when we get to Brookton thing. We'll take you to Brookton when you're ready to go. It always pays to travel in packs. What can you tell me about Kokeby, Mick? The food here is atrocious.
I heard that!
He grins. Just kidding. Tina can grill a roost steak like nobody's business. What else do you want to know? You and Tina seem to get on. Yeah, I've known her since before she could walk. You've never seen a baby so quick to grab hold of anything shiny. That's when I knew she was going to be alright. Do you know what happened to her brother Noah? Not that I'm willing to tell a damn near stranger. He gives you a look. Anything I knew would go to Tina first anyway. Don't go meddling in family affairs. General life advice. Okay, fair enough. Who's the solar panel guy? Mr. Blue Flannel? He peers at him across the distance, then shakes his head. I know just about everyone, but him, he's new. Probably won't last long. Know anything about the lady selling water? Frida's a good sort. Jumps at the sight of her own shadow, but she's got a kind heart. Shame, really. Save your pity for the dogs, Mick Jones. Her tone is harsh, but her eyes dance with laughter. I didn't come out of hiding after 15 years to have you sneak compliments behind my back. Right you are, missus. He doffs an imaginary hat. Compliments out front from now on. Give me some info on the young kid with all the fuel. Damo's a good bloke. Trying to do right by his dad, God rest his soul. Watch out for Sid though, he's mean as cat's piss. Should we bury the merc I killed? You got 3 hours and a spare spine? Leave him for the dingoes. At least then he'll make someone happy. Which is more than he ever managed when he was alive. Oh, that's all for now. You got it. Planning to stay long? Nope. Heading back to Brookton as soon as we finish up. I'd have a lot more guns if we were staying out overnight. You want to trade? Everything we brought? is spoken for, but there are plenty of other options in Brookton. Well, fine. Let's fucking go to Brookton then. He grunts and strokes his chin, considering. Need to make sure we're all squared up with Tina before we roll out. He calls out loudly toward the diminutive trader. Oi, you no-good swindler! We're going to get moving. Any last Duvalakis you want me to force into my pockets before we call it quits? She cocks her hands on her hips and stares him right in the eye. I don't know, mate. It's been a long day. Not sure I have the energy to haggle with a stubborn old mule. He feigns outrage. Why, you cheeky ankle biter, I oughta... He starts chuckling. Right then, we're on the road. We'll see you in a bit, eh? He gestures at you to follow. Come on. The sooner we get to town, the sooner you can buy me a beer. Head to Brookton. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. Yes. That is certainly true, Aristotle. As much today as in your time. Well now, he cracks his neck, then gives himself a little shake. It's getting late, but here we are. You should have a look around town, introduce yourself to the locals. Never hurts to know who you're dealing with, especially if you're planning on heading out this way often. Okay, any pointers on who I should meet? Depends what you're after. We've got local and blow-in merchants right here, but they'll be gone by dark if you want to barter. Sarah down but the clinic if you need any doctoring, and of course Sally at the Broken Arms if you're ready for a beer. Of course, you could have found all this out for yourself by taking a quick tour, like I suggested. Okay, thanks. I will. Come on, I'll show you around.
Let's go!
Okay, Dreamer, let's go. The apostrophe in Bob's has been scratched out and repainted so many times there's now a permanent gouge in the wood. War never changes. I like that map, actually. That's cool. Why have I not looked at that before? Kinda like that clicking on the camels makes them make camel noises. He's following really closely behind his mate there. Maybe they're more than mates. If you're not in a barter crew, the life of a travelling merchant is usually a solitary one. Those who find someone to travel with are a lucky lot. Yeah, bugger being a lone merchant, or any kind of lone wanderer, in any kind of apocalypse in Australia. Must be nice to get on the beers without fear of getting glassed. Apparently this bin's locked. Or, I don't know, it won't open anyway. Where's your wheelie bin? Hey! The blood-spattered raider surges to his feet as you approach, gripping the chain link of his cage. Hey, strong fella! He smiles, showing dark gaps where his teeth used to be. Muscly man, striding Adonis, dispenser of justice and mercy. I know you're not talking to me. Get me out of this cage, hmm? He tilts his head to the side and gives you puppy dog eyes, complete with pathetic whimpers and useless pawing at the sides of his cage. You must be in there for a reason. He shrugs. So, riddle me this. He takes a closer look, squinting in the harsh sunlight. Merc. He grins. His grin widens. In the heat of battle, you get your 4 Fs. You're fighting, you're flighting, you're freezing, and you're fratricide. He giggles, then stops himself. Who hasn't gotten a little carried away in the wash of it all when the blood hits the dust and it smells like... He holds his fingers to his nose, sniffs and looks up. Rain. Who put you in here? Military grade Barbie. He lifts his hand up above his head, estimating height. But she's not the decision maker. That'd be old gut wound. He grins, slicing across his abdomen with his thumb. Why should I help you? Why shouldn't you? His retort comes quickly like the crack of a whip. Don't you care about justice? Who's gut wound? Goes by another name now, does he? That's right, that's right. He stares off into the distance towards the marketplace. He breathes the words so low you almost miss them. Mick Jones. Why'd you call Mick Gutwound? That's what he called himself. You should ask him. He'll be in for a bloody good time. He grins. The sight is not pleasant. What will you do if I free you? He peers at you. Free? Nah, man, none of this is free. If we could do whatever we wanted, I'd be flying up there with the birds. He lets out a trilling whistle, a convincing facsimile of a local bird call. But getting out of this cage would be nice. What will you give me to let you out? Extortion's a dangerous game, friend. He breathes the words, as if fogging a pane of glass. He watches you with beady eyes. I'll tell you a secret, or I'll fight you. Dealer's choice. What'll it be? Tell me a secret. He wags his finger at you like a disapproving teacher. No key, no nookie. You gotta give love to get some. Don't keep me waiting long. Sarah's ambulance. It can't clock quite as many miles as it once did, but it still has its uses. Sarah's clinic and sometimes hospice. Fair enough. Ah, there's Cole. Again. Good to see you, young fella. He gives you a friendly nod. What do you do? Now? Nothing much. He leans his head back, relaxing into the chair. I'm too old and I've done too much shit to bother with keeping up appearance. What did you used to do? Bit of this, bit of that. He looks up at you and tilts his head to the side in a shrug. Fuel running these past few years over Perth way. It was a solid gig until some shithead set the processing plant on fire while me and Damo were in the middle of knocking out our allotted batch. Bastards. Who do you think set the fire at the processing plant? Riley's Rippers. He spits on the ground. Bastard's been dead 20 years, but his legacy of being a monumental piece of shit lives on. Bye! I'll never forget what you done for me, mate. Hello. Can I help you? She puts down the rags she's tearing to make bandages and gives you her full attention. She's got a really deep voice, apparently. Who are you? Sarah Taylor. My husband and son run the farm outside of town. What do you do? Town doctor. Mostly I dispense pain relief and dose of reality for people who forget what really matters. Who are those bandages for? Whoever needs them. She pats a pile of unwound scraps. What's important is that they've lain in the sun and then been boiled, so they won't be getting anything nasty in a wound when it comes time to wrap it. Got any news for me? Nothing you couldn't get from other people with more time on their hands. Need anything? A full surgical suite. Her expression doesn't change, but she glances at you before continuing. For real though, distilled water is always in high demand. Woody pear, marry tree sap, lemongrass shoots, the usual. How do you end up in Brookton? Was it the accent that gave me away? If she has one, it's imperceptible. I moved here after I met John. When we had Sean, it made sense to stay somewhere safe. She looks at the walls with unexpected fondness. Brookton's served us well so far. What have you got for sale? Oh, focused blast grenade. The perfect gift for a pack of raiders. Deals a fuck ton of damage as well as 5 armor damage in a 4 meter radius. And bandages. Okay. You don't have anything I need, Sarah? You just don't. Okay. Well, not the trading hub that Kokeby is, Brookton still has enough wares to cater for its own. Hey, and it's another Bruce. It's Bruce Harris. As you approach, he gives you a warm, beaming smile. G'day, new round here, eh? How you going, buddy? Who are you? I'm Bruce Harris. Sell a bit of this and a bit of that, mostly clean water, some fresh produce, have a look. Where does your water come from? I know a guy. He smiles widely again, almost laughing as he answers. Can't be giving my secrets away, man. Where did you come in from? I was in Alderside yesterday, brief stop in Hardath. Before that, just doing the rounds of the Jewies and other water merchants might have missed. What are Jewies? Oh, you know, Jew farmers. Glad they're helping with the water shortage, even if it is a bit of competition. A lot of need out there in the moment. You didn't really say where you were from. Well, some ways east of here, a few days hike, little place off the main tracks. No, where specifically are you from, Bruce Harris? Jeez, persistent, ain't you? His smile fades for the first time, but he still has the same warmth about him as he speaks. I'd have said where if I were keen for you to know. A lot of us blow in here, do some trade, and then blow out again. We've got mouths to feed back home that rely on home staying off the maps. Fine, let me see what you have for sale then, Bruce Harris. Why eat roo when you can eat mushrooms? I'd rather eat roo, thanks. I don't mind mushrooms, but I like my meat. I can't help that. This multi-purpose grain is hard sought after by beer drinkers and breadwinners alike. Bye. Okay, I think I need to try talking to Mick and saying, hey buddy, did you used to go by Gut Wound? Oh, let's just distract him and steal the key. Oh dear. Well now, he pries your fingers loose and looks at what you were trying to steal. Been talking to Deadringer, have we? And without even trying to make your argument first. Whatever you have to say for yourself is going to need to be pretty bloody spectacular. Well, look at it this way. Let him go now, and next time you cross paths, you can just shoot him. It'll give you something to look forward to. He looks at you strangely. You caught a bit too much sun yourself, I reckon, mate. I'm gonna keep him locked up. He scratches his eyebrow. Not that I don't appreciate you fighting on the side of the underdog, or whatever it is you think you're doing. He doesn't deserve your pity, I can tell you that much. You have a pleasant evening now. Look, why did they used to call you Gut Wound? Deadringer said it, but he didn't say why. That filthy mongrel. His voice is low and guttural. Don't you ever utter those words again, you hear me? He doesn't wait for your reply. Okay. No, not open for business. Is this your base of operations? Brookton's where I lay my head, yeah. Okay, what's there to do around here? Clinic, cricket pitch, chickens and plants. Might take a while for people to warm up to you, but stick around long enough and they'll bring you into the fold. Cricket pitch. I'm not seeing a cricket pitch anywhere. I'm not calling bullshit on you, Mick, but bullshit. Where's this bloody alleged cricket pitch? Buddy, mate, friend. You do what you can to protect your people, even if it means shutting out the rest of the world. chickens. Plenty of chickens. I just found the cricket pitch. Go on, hit us a 6. Okay, Mel and Davey. Come on, Mel, stop sulking and let's play. Oi, mister, can you chuck us our ball back? Yeah. Deflated football. The football is slightly soft, having received a few too many punts across the lawn. It's been lying in the sun for quite some time, the upper portion blazing hot, the underside cool and clammy. I'm sure they could have gotten it themselves if they were really that desperate. Oi, mister, chuck it over here. Yeah, peg it hard. The children clearly want you to throw the ball back to them. The misshapen lump looks decidedly unaerodynamic. A collective groan rises from the assembled children. Oi, mister, you suck. Wait till I tell my da. Yeah, just you wait. The children go back to playing, content that justice will surely be served. I stole a deflated football from a pair of children. Fair enough, you can be a complete bastard. It's probably the worst thing you can do in the game. I'm sure it probably isn't actually, but still. A trailer that mixed crew use on their barter runs to Kokeby. There's Jess and Sean, whoever Sean is. What do you do with your camels when you're not travelling? Bob and Dawn hang out at Taylor's farm with the other camels and sheep. I think they like the company. What's there to do around here? Drink and shoot the shit. She gives you a faint smile. Most people don't stay long. They come to the big smoke for one reason or other, then they go on with their lives. Those who do stay tend to have families, though. She falls quiet. Have a good one. Right back at ya. Hey, his voice is deep and pleasant. If you're here to help out, we're glad to have you. Who are you? Sean Taylor of Taylor's Farm. Pleased to meet you. What do you do? I work the farm with Dad and help keep Brookton fed. It's a busy life, that's for sure. Got any news? Unless you're interested in the gossip of sheep and pigs. I don't need to know which sheep and pigs are rooting each other. Need anything? Nah. He stretches with a grunt. Nothing a good night's sleep won't fix.
Right. That's
Bye.
enough socialising for one day.
So we've spoken to absolutely everybody in town then.
You Cadbury.
It's good to know your limits. She stretches and yawns. Let's head back to Bally Bally. Sun's about to set. She looks shapish. I was hoping we could hit the pub, check in on Jake and Jonesy. She raises an eyebrow. Misty fidgets and looks away.
Mick will want to grill the new kid on how the day went down. Let's handle that part first, yeah?
The dirt around town is dry and thin, but it's good, rich soil to dig your fingers into. Chicken, lay a little egg for me. Okay. Met the locals then, he sizes you up. Looks like you've been through the ringer, new kid. Time for a beer, each person paying for themselves, of course. James Wakefield, excuse me, I just need a moment of your time. The speaker's a tall, broad-shouldered man, well-groomed, with a gold necklace and gold-laced bracelet glinting in the sun. Despite his size, he moves with a fluid grace. He reminds you of nothing so much as a big cat, attractive, smiling, and dangerous as hell. I will remain silent. Spit it out, then. All the humour is gone from him, like he senses a threat. He's alert and focused, his eyes never leaving the newcomer. His voice is low and calm. My name is James Wakefield. I'm glad to have met you, Mr. Jones, as I come bearing a proposition for you and your people. Proposition, he repeats, flatly and dismissively. Better make it quick, mate. He holds his hands out, palms up. Let me be plain, then. I come from a powerful community to the east. We're rebuilding civilization, and we'd like to invite Brookton to be a part of that effort. Join us, and we can end the age of grubbing through the relics of the past. Join us, and we can usher in an age of miracles. His eyes narrow. Mick's eyes narrow. You want us to bow and scrape to someone who's never even looked our way before? He never had the good grace to come and say hello himself. He spits to the side. Civilization. And what are we to get out of it, pray tell? Civilization will bring the rains, fill these fields with wheat again. What happens if we say no? Civilization? What a joke. Civilization caused all this. Exactly. Like this place wasn't civilized before you trod down the dust with your shiny black boots. He stares at the stranger silently for a few seconds. We've got nothing but your word to go by, mate. Show us some of these miracles if you're so keen to bring us into the fold. He chuckles. Mr. Jones, I was sent merely to make the offer. I'm a messenger, not a diplomat. If it's pretty words you're after, you're not the man I thought you were. Well, Mr. Not a Diplomat, why don't you piss off back home and tell your overlords that if they want us kissing their boots, they're going to have to prove those boots are worth the tongue. Till they can, the answer's a hard no. He takes the answer with equanimity. I must ask one more time. We can offer your people many things. Food, water, protection, freedom from want or care. The future in its limitless possibilities rather than scratching out a living on the edge of darkness. And what's the cost of that protection? Absolute obedience? You're not the first to try that one on, mate. We wouldn't be the first to succeed either. You seem to know a lot about us for someone we've never met before. He gives you a small smile. Perhaps if your companions showed as much introspection, they wouldn't have been so quick to resort to aggression. I don't know why you're taking this bloke seriously. Join his mysterious far-off community so we can, I don't know, all drive cars again, she laughs scornfully. Mutton chop's been out in the sun too long, I reckon. Piss off, mate. Seems she's taking her cues from Mick and Ella. No need to be rude. His tone is mild. You've made your choice clear. My duty was to ask, and so I have done. Be assured that I shall sleep soundly tonight. A good evening to you all. I'll make sure Cole gets Bally up on the radio waves. Toot sweet. We can't be offline if you need us in a pinch. He stares after Wakefield, thoughtful. Might be a good idea, yeah. Cheers. Tomorrow we can send someone to follow his tracks and find out where he came from. We'll get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna need a beer or 5 after that ordeal. I'll see yous in the pub. Well, pub it is.
Been a hell of a day, yeah? Gotta head back and spell Matt. She'll have gotten pissy sitting up in that nest by lonesome for hours.
Dreamer nods, slapping dust off her trousers. She seems unable to give her companion her full attention.
I was actually planning to head to the pub. Like you said, it's been a hell of a day.
Pub o'clock, yeah? I'm parched. Hope we'll see you in there. Don't be a bloody idiot. If you're having a night at the Arms, we're taking the truck. You can walk back home. Ripper, see you in the morning, Al. He nods to all of you as he and Jonesy head for the pub door. Bit of a hike to Bally, isn't it? It'll do him good. They can walk off the hangover. She turns her gaze back to the younger woman. Right, Mishti, let's pack it in. We've got a free ride home, and like I said, Mad will be getting pissy about being left out of all the action. To be fair, I thought today would be less eventful, but yeah, time to go. She sighs unhappily. Okay, look, Ella, I know you prefer to base your decisions on facts, so here goes. She holds up 3 fingers on her right hand. 1, I swear I'd never say this, but you're not my mum. She ticks off her ring finger and touches her index finger. 2, I'm an adult and capable of making my own decisions. Tonight, I choose to hit the pub. She folds down her index finger and glances at the remaining middle finger. And hey, there's point 3. Listen, my mind's made up. I'm having a few drinks, not planning to get wasted. Cut me some slack.
And mate, we saved that boy a key road today. Can you understand that? We saved an innocent life. That's worth a fucking beer in my book.
I would agree.
Besides, I saw that merc killed today. Need a little something for the nerves, you know?
I didn't murder him, he asked for it. Ella looks like she's about to talk, but Mishti holds up her hand and keeps going. Plus, we know Taylor's farm was raided today. What if they come back? What if they want revenge? Brookton will need guns, and I'm happy to have a pint and then stand guard. Do whatever you like, I'm not your keeper. For fuck's sake, don't encourage her. Brookton's got 'em handled, Mishti. They don't need our guns here. Come on, why are you so dead set on staying? She lifts her chin defiantly. Jonesy promised to buy me a beer. You know how I feel about free beer. Perfectly understandable. You're pulling my leg. Jonesy? She steps back and sighs. Kid, I've got stories about Jonesy that'll curl your pubes, assuming you've got any. Why? Doesn't really matter. Enjoy it while you can. She throws up her hands. Why are you still involved in this conversation?
Anyway, Dreamer, I'm gone. I'd say don't do anything I wouldn't, but you're already way past that point if you're keen on a dickhead like Henry. I'll tell Matt you're drinking her beer.
She blows out a heavy sigh. Rough. At least you weren't trying to be my dad. I swear, she's treating me like her little sister. Bloody hell, maybe even her kid. Her real sister would kill her if she tried this crap. She takes a deep breath, then lets it out through pursed lips. Alright, pub o'clock it is.
You coming?
It'd be rude not to. It's the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Yes. Melzdar. As you enter the bar, one of the locals walks over to you, rubbing the back of his neck. Look, you didn't have to take a football from the cricket pitch, did you? My kid wants me to get it back. I took it. What are you going to do about it? Do about it? You're crazier. He looks genuinely shocked. You're crazier than a cage full of fruit bats, mate. Keep the damn thing. He walks away, muttering to himself. Yep. This is an Aussie League football to be used in a quest. Oh, fucking hell. That's funny. Nothing sadder than a dead soldier. A faded article about the Don, including his batting average, would probably be really impressive if anyone knew the rules anymore. That would be Don Bradman they're talking about, a cricketing hero. Even I know the name and I don't give a shit about cricket. Specials, beer, $2. Merlot, sold out, peace and love. Hope for the future, sold out. Yes. Yes, indeed. Nostalgia puts the good in the good old days. Staff only, more like Sally only. The real outback of Australia. And that's the door out. Okay, well, let's talk to Sally and get
What
a
can I
beer.
get you? First drink's free, if you promise to buy 3 more.
Does that scheme really work? Scheme? She gives you an amused look. Mate, I'm just laying me terms out clear and simple. You want a drink or not? Is this a binding legal agreement? She stares at you for a second, then bursts out laughing. Wait, Paul, get a load of this one. The patron lets out a sullen grunt and keeps staring into his beer. Sally wipes her eyes as her laughter winds down. Thanks, I needed that. Yes, please. Someone's got manners.
Bottoms up.
She pours you a beer and slides it in front of you.
Mick's hanging out for a yarn with you. Just a heads up.
Okay. Mick wants a yarn. Okay.
Oh!
It was a shame things went the way they did in Kokobee. But I'm happy to know you had Ella and Mishti's backs.
She's talking animatedly, almost knocking over her glass of beer. Jonesy moves it out of harm's way.
Heard you put that crybaby Mason in his place. Guy was overdue for a derp nap.
He raises his glass in a toast.
That'll teach me to take people at their word, eh? Cheers.
He's listening to Mishti's enthusiastic recount of the day's events with half an ear and keeping tabs on the people in the bar with the other. Sally said you wanted to talk to me. I do, yeah. You ready to sit down and share a few pints and have a yarn about how today went? He looks at Jonesy, who's drinking his beer, and simply raises his eyebrows by way of assent. Yeah, let's do it.
Attaboy.
Jonesy picks up his beer and wanders off to find conversation elsewhere. Mishti follows.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
Suddenly you're fixed by Mick's piercing gaze. It's a long enough walk from Kokobee. Had time to hear about a few of your exploits from our lady of no bullshit. Reckon you'd be interested in my take on things. Sure, why not?
Well then, here we go.
You're a bit on the slippery side, I have to say. Not that there's no place in the world for different points of view. I just take issue with the ones that affect me in ways I can't foresee. He cocks his head to the side. You're a hard worker, I'll give you that, but you're too quick to step in where you should be asking questions first. Mishti's a charmer, alright, but she got you good getting you to do all that work for her. She's not going to learn that way.
As for that merc up in Kokobee...
He pauses to take a sip of his beer. Today Mason was a bully and a fucking embarrassment, but we don't kill people for that around here. Not since I became mayor, anyway. And that's not even getting into what happened at Key Road. Go on. You and Mish make a great team. I don't know that I'd have been able to talk the kid down, but you did, and you should be proud. Even if the most you did was keep your pie hole shut. That takes tact too.
Now, tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think you actually want me to do that. He roars with laughter. Damn straight I don't. I'd have to hand in my mayor's badge. He wiped his eyes with his fingers.
I like you, kid. Maybe there's more to you than I gave you credit for.
The sound of hail reaches your ears a moment before Sean bursts into the pub, screams and cloying smoke trailing in his wake.
Get out here! We're under attack!
Bloody mongrels! Let's show them what it means to tangle with Brookton.
The growl of his voice carries in the shocked silence. She grabs her rifle from the wall and cocks it.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
That's as far as your story goes right now. You've already made your mark on this sunburned land. deciding for those who couldn't come down on the side of life or death, but taking a stand against bludgers and blow-ins. Despite the many paths in front of us, we can only ever walk our own. What tale will your choices tell at the end of your journey down these broken roads?
Well, that was cool. That was a lot of fun. I'm quite looking forward to the full release of this. I hope any and everybody watching has been thoroughly entertained by that. I certainly was, although by God it's narrative heavy and my throat is sore as buggery right now. So yes, hope you've been entertained. Farewell for now, till the next game, and the full release of Broken Roads, hopefully, sometime soon.